I don't even know what to say behind that, man. She sits on fire tonight, man. Like, I mean, I think, yo, man, and that's actually dope what she said about, how like how we kind of dealt with this kind of popular, like how we was like when the white majority was always every time the white majority is in uprising against like that quote unquote oppressors, we always in the background as the slaves, as the sharecroppers, like that's and like what I mean, and like Sam said, like you have to fix this. Like the left has to come to us, has to come to ADOS in a serious way. Really look at our agenda, really understand that you can't get like you remember the New Deal, and I think that the part of the Great Society, that kind of crumbled as well because like ADOS wasn't centered in it. Like you have to, in order for these social policies to really have some teeth to it, you got to fix us first, man. You got to fix us first because if you leave us behind, then the country will continue to lag behind. And like Sam said, the country went to sleep. Like it's not our fault. Like and Yvette said, like white people, y'all got sloppy with y'all politics, man. Y'all let corporations just slide all in there, and the jobs getting offshored, and all this wealth consolidation even between the whites or whatever like that. Like, and now you guys got all this social unrest. Like black people, we've been here, we've been through this before. So it's like, and she broke down the numbers beautifully, man. With the as far as like the polling goes, like we have pushed the needle 32%. That 32% of the people in the country are for reparations. Do you understand how massive that is? Like, but he's trying to 32%, dude. Come on, dude. Look at the data, dude. Until we show him Sandy Daddy data. Oh no, that data is inaccurate. It's invalid, man. Come on, I'm gonna take one of my shrooms or something, man. Libertarian socialist. Dude, shut your bitch. Shut up, man. I might want to hear all that. But yeah, but like Sam said, but Sam killing it, man. And Mud and MG, I would love to hear from y'all, brothers. I ain't gonna go too long with this, bro.
All right, Bud, you up? Thanks, John.
All right, so in 2005, gay marriage was at 37%. So we're talking about something that's like in the 30s range that now we look at it like it's crazy to think that that was illegal. So to talk about the polling, it's disingenuous. Also, if we look at like the percentage that Democrats have been getting of the electorate, they haven't gotten over 30% since 1964. So and we know what happened in 1964 and why that's significant. That was the Civil Rights Act. So they can't just come at us with this bullshit when they're trying to give these arguments instead of especially since this is from the motherfucker that started the Justice Democrats. Why aren't you giving us the argument around the justice that's involved with reparations? Why am I not hearing that argument? I'm hearing about
because they don't know what justice is. And I'm gonna edit in that clip. I'm gonna find that Ernie video. You know what you want to talk about, the black and white one, when he was like, y'all don't know what justice is. They don't, because what they see as justice is not justice for all people. ADOS people are the most just people in this country, because even after everything that we've been through, if they give us reparations, we're gonna go and fix everybody else, because we can't have anything for ourselves because we don't know how
That's
to.
Who we are. That's who we are.
It's hurting us painfully right now to just be like ADOS first. It's hurting us, but we know that we have no other choice. But you think once we get what we want, we're not going to be out here bleeding hearts? It's just who we are.
It's true.
That's why you see us crying at the border.
Also, we got to be real. Like, Republicans got a whole bunch of unpopular ideas, and they win on these unpopular ideas. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Like, you're getting your ass kicked every fucking election by Republicans, and all they got is dumb ideas that don't poll well. And you're trying to tell me that reparations can't happen? Fuck out of here. That's why you motherfuckers lost.
Yeah.
That's it.
Damn, but
no lies detected.
That is an excellent point. Wow. All right. Wow. I got a few things, but to stay on, to sort of stay on what Mud was talking about is the left has never been about what's popular. Like as we were saying before, it's about what is just, right? That's what the left has always been about. It's about what's just, and with this Justice Democrats thing, it's about what's just and doing the right thing and fighting the right fight. That's what the left has always been about. To me, in my mind, it was always been in my lifetime. The left has always been fighting for what's just, not what's popular, what is just. All right. So popularity argument with the left shouldn't even be an argument. All right. So and the second thing is Kyle said Kyle admitted that even if this was a cynical strategy from the Democrats, which it wasn't, even if this was a cynical strategy, he had said it himself. It's kind of working, which means it's really working, and he hates to admit it,
Mhm.
right? So what is so you then if here's a political analyst, you need to be asking the question why it's working. Why is it
Mhm.
working, and what can we do about it? All right. And the only answer to that is because you say it's unpopular, but 32% is not bad when it comes to things in this country that get passed, right? 32% is actually pretty good when you think about what gets passed and what's popular in this country, right? So make the case. You've got this. Bernie had the biggest what do you call it? Had the biggest budget for in the primaries. Joe was scraping around for pennies. He's looking around in the sofa cushions when his campaign started. Bernie had a massive chest full of money that lefties have been raising for him since 2016. Right? So he has a machine. He has a media machine. All these independent outlets like Kyle Kulinski should have been carrying this message to the people, right? Even if you think that ADOS is incendiary, is evil, is bad, or whatever words are xenophobic, whatever they made up as the arguments against ADOS, even if you believe that, they're not. ADOS was not the only people that understands reparations, right?
I'm sorry.
Go find somebody to talk about these issues, get them down on paper, and start this fight. Put them in your platform and start this fight if you're really about justice. All right, that's my
Hey,
2 cents. 2 cents.
hey,
Excuse me. I'm sorry.
I just wanted to add something because I said 30% of the electric, and I just want to be clear. The reason why I said that is because half the voters don't even fucking vote. So like when we really break down the numbers and talk about who's like what percentage of the country you're getting to actually support you, it's generally in the 25% range. That's how
Hmm.
it's been in the past few decades.
Yeah, that's an excellent point, Bud. And I think, and if we talk about how many black people actually vote, if you activate black people as your base, if you really activate them to come out and vote and remove the impediments that are these artificial impediments that keep popping up that should have never been there in the first place, which should have been the one of the first things they did with their campaign was start to fight those things, and get black people to the polls, right? So if you want to win, the left can't win without black people. There's no way to get around it, not on the national level anyway, and not even on the state level, right? So you're not going to win without us. You need to be
Mhm.
activating us because so many of us don't vote because nobody ever does anything for us. So the
Exactly.
smart thing strategically would be to activate us because no other group would vote for you like we would, right?
Exactly.
Because you'll be talking our language, right? Our language is help everybody. Our language is
Hmm.
we all rise when we all rise when all of us rise together. That's
Hey,
our language.
and why does
That's
rising
the entire
tides
civil
not
rights movement.
sorry, and why does rising tides not lift all boats when it comes to Negroes? Now, when you do stuff for white people or raises all boats, why is reparations not a rising tide for all white people? Can somebody tell me
Yeah,
that?
it's
Because
a stimulus package.
with
It's a
everything else,
massive.
exactly with everything else, y'all be like, no, rising tides raise all boats, free college, well,
Mhm.
reparations raises all boats. That means you got a
Yeah,
bunch of black
absolutely.
people who can start businesses, create jobs, and spend money. So what are you
Yeah,
talking
absolutely.
about? You're just a
It's a
hater. You just don't
massive.
want us to get money.
Exactly. It would be the biggest stimulus package that the country has ever seen
Yeah.
in our
Especially for
history.
directly being paid to the American citizens. Yep.
Absolutely. It would be the biggest stimulus package in American history. The whole country would be lifted up, right? It's just that we won't be on the bottom. That's the problem.